can outplay these guys. Bet my shot. Got this. If I get the car, prepare for this day. One time. Breathe.
You never know when your time is going to come. To rise above the rest. To seize the opportunity. To be crowned a champion. Is it time for your story to be told? The World Poker Tour.
Although it can get cold here in Canada, things are heating up at the WPT Montreal final table. Good evening, I'm Lynn Gilmartin, and this is the WPT. The finish line is on the horizon, and here to bring us home are Vince Van Patten and Tony Dunst.
Well, Lynn, what a tournament we're seeing at Playground Poker Club. We're down to 3 players, and right now we have 2 professional players going at it up against a non-professional, and that is Pat Quinn, who owns pubs in Canada. But a very exciting event so far.
Yeah, that's right, Vince. Pat came in with the chip lead at this final table. He's had some ups, he's had some downs. Currently, he's down, but by no means out.
And the blinds are so big, anything can happen. Very, very exciting event.
Thanks, guys. We are so close to finding out whose name will be added to the WPT Champions Cup and go home with the $400,000 in Canadian cash, the belt, and the impressive Hublot Big Bang Steel watch. Now, action is ready to start back up, so let's review the chip counts and head down to the felt.
All right, there's an updated leaderboard. Maxime Heroux above 8 million, Derek Walters at 6, and Pat Quinn a little above 4 million.
And he's 20,000, line 6120. Here we go down to the money pit. Derek Walters. He's got a suited connector. He's from Tempe, Arizona, and he will raise this up to 250 to go. Pat Quinn goes out.
Max here with an ace-deuce in the big blind. It's going to make the call.
Yeah, Max is 26 years old, poker pro, lives right down the road here from Playground Poker. He's got a lot of friends here. And here's the flop. It's an ace-jack 4. There's 2 diamonds.
Good flop for both players. Max top pair, Derek with the flush draw. We'll see some chips go in.
Yeah, Derek gonna make that continuation bet 205 with the 4 flush. And Max, of course, hitting aces. Okie dokie calls. The 2 chip leaders competing, and a diamond on the turn gives a flush to Derek Walters.
There it is. Derek's definitely going to bet here, and I would be very surprised if Max gave up on his top pair that easily. So the real decision for Max in this hand is going to be on the river.
Well, Derek's going to bet again, 500. Max doesn't believe it necessarily.
Yeah, Max is calling because he knows that Derek can be double-barreling here with a number of hands that are still drawing, and he would be exploited if he gave up on all his top hands.
Last card is a 5. Doesn't change anything. And the man with the flush, Derek Walters now.
Mm-hmm. He's got to decide a bet size. There's 2 million out there.
How much can I make for my victim? Well, there it is, 1.4 he wants.
Nice big bet.
Sometimes a bigger bet looks weaker. And sometimes a smaller bet looks stronger. That's the beauty of poker.
And Max with a difficult decision here. And Max gonna struggle with this one as the action clock ticks away on him. A time bank chip will automatically come into play now, allocating him another 30 seconds.
Derek Walters begging for a call. And no, he can't get the call. Maxime escapes.
Yep, good fold from Max there. doesn't pay off the flush.
No, it doesn't. Well, we are a beautiful Playground Poker Club. Probably the greatest poker club in the world. Just poker. The most beautiful tables and the ambiance and the greatest food. Just enjoying our week here.
Now, the players always rave about Playground, and I look for any excuse to come up here and play at this great property.
I know.
And spend time in one of my favorite cities, Montreal.
Absolutely. And don't forget, last year, our buddy Mike Sexton won this event.
Oh, what a memory.
Yep. It was really great. All right, getting back to this. Maxime has called it. And Derek now says, none of that. No, I'm going to raise it with King 6. Makes it a total of 360.
And you see Derek changing gears as he chips up. He's getting much more aggressive in position and pre-flop. He's attacking Max, who is the other big stack.
All right, he's called with ace-deuce. And there's the ace once again, ace-queen 3. Max has outflopped Derek Walters. 2 times in a row he had ace-deuce. This time looking good. He's checking.
This time he is very safe. You see there, Derek just 3% to win this hand. Very difficult for him to catch up unless he makes a running 2-pair or running straight or something.
And he's going to put some money out there, 260. Derek Walters, 28 years old, from Arizona. He has a degree in electrical engineering from ASU. And now he's playing full-time poker, playing well. But
imagine that, a young poker player with a degree.
That's right. 8 on the turn. Nothing hitting for Derek. Maxime looking good. And he's just setting up his opponent, checking again.
Derek, you're going to shut down. No pair, no draw. Knows his opponent usually has an ace or a queen.
10 on the river. Max again going to check. Yeah, that always makes you think, gee, well, maybe I can steal this. No, he's giving it up. The white flag comes up. Max shows the ace.
Yeah, that's a nice check from Derek there. It would be really hard to represent a strong hand after checking back on the turn. If you did have the spade flush draw, you're almost certainly betting. If you had something better than top pair, you're almost certainly betting. So I like that he gave up there and just let Max win that one. Now, I only have Max left at this final table, whereas you have Derek and Pat. So I really need Max to come through for me and take this one down.
Good luck.
Hey, he's playing well. Actually, they're all playing really well at this final table.
Well, the Annies are now 25 blinds of 75, 150. Derek Walters, he says he never tilts in poker. Do you believe him, Tony?
Well, having watched him tonight and having played with him before, I've never seen him tilt. He doesn't really talk very much or give you much in the way of facial expression, so I guess I have to believe him, but it's hard not to feel frustration when things go really wrong at this game. Now, meanwhile, we have a raise from Derek on the button, a call from Pat in the small blind, and Max in the big blind has a pair of queens. Well, Maxime was a little more cautious earlier in the final table when he picked up hands like this because he was in second chip position, and Pat at the time was the chip leader. Now, Max, essentially in the chip lead or very close to Derek Walters, he's going to 3-bet here, try and build a pot, and ideally play a big hand against one of his opponents.
Derek goes away, and the pub man, Pat Quinn, will stick around for a flop with his king-queen. So he's getting deeper into trouble. Queens versus king-queen, and the flop is a 9-9 deuce. Not good for Pat Quinn.
No, not good for Pat Quinn, but also that flop should keep him out of trouble.
Well, he checks, but you never know. The way Pat Quinn plays, he mixes up his game.
He does.
He floats, he can raise. He's got it all. Non-professional player that you got so much you get into trouble with it. But here's the bet with the man with the real hand, pair of queens. Maxime. Pat, do what you're supposed to do. He loves to gamble. You can just tell. No, he does the right thing. He lays it down.
Yeah, Pat gets away there. Max able to take down a little extra by 3-betting pre-flop. Makes a small bet on the flop, and that's all he needed. And Pat was running very well early in this final table, but he has suffered some setbacks lately, and he is now the shortest of our three-handed game. But not showing any frustration, hanging out, being patient. Derek will raise 4 deuce of diamonds on the button into the 10-8 offsuit of Max in the big blind.
Well, the 10-8 has called. Flops a 6-7-3.
That's kind of an interesting flop. Both players with a gut shot. Derek looking for a 5. Max looking for a 9. Also has 2 overcards. Looks like he's going to lead out as well, which is not something we have seen from him tonight. Yeah, he's going to lead for 375,000. And Derek might have a little too much to go away. He's got a backdoor flush draw to go with his gut shot. So he is going to make this call.
Turn card is a jack of spades. Helps neither player.
Both players check.
And the river card is a king. Neither player has anything.
Well, Max is going to have to bet if he wants to win. Otherwise, now that he's checked, Derek has to bluff. He literally has the nut low here. He has to bluff. And by checking back on the turn, he essentially behaved as though he has some showdown value. So now it's time to bet and act as though you have a little piece of this and are trying to get value. Plus, you just cannot win at showdown. So look, he bets 500,000 into 1.5 million, and I really like that because if he had bet big here, what is he saying that he has?
A 4 deuce offsuit?
Yeah. Well, that little bet is all he needs to make Max go away. So a well-played hand by Derek Walters there. Someone we're becoming increasingly familiar with on the World Poker Tour.
My 2 biggest goals in poker right now, 1 to win a WPT title, and I've been backing in poker for a few years now, so 2 is to keep working hard with my stable and make those guys successful. I love working with other players, it's really rewarding. I mostly buy like pieces of tournaments, just giving one person cash and then they give me a percentage of their tournament. But I also do full-time backing with a few guys where I have all their action and some I coach as well. Winning the title would mean everything to me. I really want to get into the Champions Club. I would love to play the Tournament of Champions. That's what I'm here for.
How rich do you have to be a full-time backer? That's what I want to know. You know, you love to back these guys when it's going well, but when they go into a little drought, Tony, it's got to be tough.
You have to be either very rich or very reckless.
That's right. Or just love gambling, and you're running good, and your stable is running good.
Yeah.
And that's fun, too. I get it. But let's get back to the table here. We have Maxime with a king-jack here. He's the chip leader with 8.3, and he is just going to call. And now Derek with jack 7. What will he do? It's suited. He's going to raise.
Yeah, we talked about Derek changing gears a little bit now as he continues to chip up. Attacks Max here. Max out of position is going to make this call with the king-jack.
These guys are in some interesting tactical battle, and the flop is at 8-3 deuce. Hits neither player.
Max is still in the lead, but that's probably a better flop for Derek because he knows it's unlikely his opponent connected, and he has some backdoor draws to diamonds or a running straight. So little stab from Derek there.
325. Great poker face, too, by Derek Walters. You know, he just sort of looks uncomfortable all the time at the table. Which is not a bad poker face to have.
Not at all.
You know?
He appears permanently indifferent.
Yes, indifferent, a little aggravated maybe. 5 on the turn.
Now, that's not the card that Derek was looking for. It's actually a little better for Max's range because part of the holdings that he's going to make that flop call with are ace high. And if that's the case, now he's picked up a gut shot. This is interesting. Looks like Max is going to lead out here, which is not what I expected him to do, but will probably work. Yeah, he's just going to lead out for $1 million here. I will say that since this card is better for his range than Derek's, it's plausible that you could bet here and have something, and it just sort of worked out for him. I mean, hey, your opponent can't always have it.
You got to play by guts alone sometimes. Do the unusual. Maxime does it right there. He's the chip leader. Can he close this out? We're coming back with more action from WPT Montreal in just a moment.
All right, we are back at the beautiful Playground Poker Club in Montreal. Maxime Moreau, your current chip leader at 9.1 million. Derek Walters in second at 6.4. And Pat Quinn, our short stack at 2.6 million, cooling down after an initial very hot start to this final table.
That's right. The blinds are 75, 150. Here we go. Derek Walters backs players, tutors players, and plays excellent poker. Gonna raise with queen 6. The pub man, Pat Quinn, with the pair of 4s. Come on. And there he goes. He's going to shove it all in.
Yeah, nice play, Pat. That's what you do when you're under 20 blinds with a small pair. He's going to get away with this one as Derek is forced to fold his queen 6 suited. So Pat now forced to take some risks as our short stack.
Yeah, there's his family enjoying that. The Irishman knows how to play a short stack. Proved it there. All right, back on Derek. This time with a horrible hand, he's going to muck. Now Pat with the 8-7. Pat was born in Canada, grew up in Ireland, and then he returned to Canada at age 21.
Now Max here with the ace-deuce suited in the big blind. Pat's pretty short. A lot of players would just go all in. Max elects to check here.
Ace-jack-9 on the flop. That is nice for Max. The local, born and raised here in Montreal.
Pat does have a little piece here. He has a gut shot to the 10. Maxime, with top pair, elects to check back.
Here we go to the turn. A 4.
Well, after Max checked back, it looks like Pat is going to take a stab at this pot for $425,000.
Yeah, Pat, with really nothing, has a lot of gears to his game for a non-professional player. And like he said before, if he doesn't have the hand, he gives a lot of dirty looks.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah, and he's giving a dirty look to Max right now, praying that he will go away, but Max with top pair is absolutely not going to do that.
Oh, yeah, he has just nurtured this hand along. And a river card 8. So now Pat has a little piece of that.
And that will slow Pat down. He can now win at showdown if his opponent had, say, a 4 or an under pair. Max here in a pretty good position to value bet his top pair. And that's what he'll do for $750,000.
He wants to hurt the short stack. And now Pat, who is trying to steal, has a little something there. Can he get away? Just muck it and move on. And he's going to do the right thing. Lays that down. Goes down a little shorter, and there is Maxime's girlfriend. This is Max's third WPT cash. Has total earnings of about $44K.
Going to easily surpass that today. Third place is 173,000 Canadian. Max with the king 9 of diamonds, raising the button to 300,000 here. Derek has ace 7 in the small, lets that go, and Pat in the big blind with king 3 suited will make this call.
All right, so king 9 versus king 3. Here is the flop. It's a 7-7-9. Derek Walters kicking himself. He had a 7.
Nice flop for Max here. We've seen him check back in a lot of these spots, and he does it again.
10 on the turn.
Well, Pat has nothing here. No pair, no draw. Be surprised if he puts much in this pot.
What to do when you have nothing?
Oh my God.
That's what you do. That's
Whoa.
what you do.
He just went all in for 3 times the size of the pot. And with just no pair, no draw, no nothing. And Max must be so confused. He checked back like, okay, I hope this guy bets the turn. I can't wait to call. but then he shoves for 3 times the size of the pot, and Max has to wonder, does he have a 10, does he have a 7, or is he just drawing? And as it turns out, he just has nothing.
Yeah, but Pat Quinn has the guts to make that kind of bet, push his man out. It's going to work. Pat Quinn, pump man, looking good right there.
Shoulder blow. 8 deuce of spades.
I mean, ace deuce of spades would be reasonable, but no, dog. He had king 3 of hearts. What the hell?
I think I maybe like a call. Maybe. Yeah, right.
The final 3 are left to battle for the belt when we return to WPT Montreal.
Well, we are back at Playground Poker. There's the chip leader, Maxime Hero, out in front with close to 8 million in chips.
Followed up by Derek Walters, just below 7, and Pat Quinn, our short stack for the moment. 403,000 Canadian, not to mention the belt and their place on the Champions Cup, and a beautiful Hublot watch for our eventual winner. Derek Walters here with King 8 offsuit on the button, raising it up to 300,000. Pat in the small blind with the same hand.
Pat Quinn will make this call.
Oh no, I mean, Pat has played so well pre-flop tonight. I don't know what he's doing suddenly calling King 8 offsuit in the small blind.
Well, Maxime, the chip leader, has ace 3 of diamonds. He's going to try to squeeze here.
Yeah, he could squeeze, he could call. Either option pretty reasonable, but thus far Maxime has mostly played these situations as calls.
And that's exactly what he's doing. Flop is at 10-8 deuce. So 2 players hitting their 8s.
One more time, Wally.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I wondered if something like that might happen.
There you go.
Pat seems to have run out of patience a little bit here. He's gone all in for way over pot in 2 situations where that's just not necessary.
Well, this last round for the pub owner, he is pushing it in, and he may take this pot because of it.
And Derek in a bind. But he has to wonder if his opponent is mostly doing that with draws.
Oh,
Nope.
he's going to go out.
Yeah. So Pat essentially did that for value, but inadvertently ended up bluffing.
Love it. Love it. Mixes up his game beautifully. Non-professional player. Battling his way back. I mean, he was the chip leader for a long time here tonight.
Yeah, and I think that might be part of the frustration that we're seeing here. He was the chip leader for so long. He didn't make any mistake that caused him to drop into the short stack, and it seems like he may be trying to force it to get back up that leaderboard.
And sometimes forcing it does you well. All right, well, on to this one. After a call by Maxime, Derek now with a little pair of 3s is going to raise to $500,000. Maxime with queen 10. We'll see the flop. 3s versus queen 10. Who's going to get lucky? A flop of ace 6-5. Maxime not getting lucky there.
Yeah, nothing there for Maxime. Pretty good flop for Derek, especially considering the hand his opponent is holding. So he's going to take a little stab here for 375,000. And Max doesn't have much to do here.
Yup, he is getting discouraged, has to lay it down. Derek Walters going to take down that pot. And once again, he is flipped into the lead with his chips. 3 players battling it out here at the WPT Montreal at the Playground Poker Club, and we're coming right back.
Believe that the Playground Poker Club is the most well-run. They got lights behind the chairs for service, for floor, for anything. And the dealers, they don't ever make a mistake around here. I'm telling you, they are phenomenal dealers. A lot of pros from America come up every time they have an event up here at Playground too, because they love the way the room is run, and obviously it's big prize money as well.
Mike Sexton, WPT champion.
You gotta love it here. They know poker here at Playground, I can tell you.
Well, there's Mike Sexton. He took down this title last year. We're proud of you, Mike.
Yeah, and nobody wanted to win a WPT more than Mike Sexton, so we're all really happy for him.
Yeah, and now we're down to these three players. Here we go. Action on Maxime with his Jack 9.
375.
It's going to make it 375 total. Derek Walters goes out. And Pat Quinn with a 9 deuce of hearts will make this call. Battle of wits tonight. Not necessarily the biggest hands we're seeing.
No.
Just very strategic poker. Now, King Jack 5 on the flop.
Now, really nothing here for Pat.
Max gets jacks, but he checks it. They go check, check. Queen on the turn.
Not a card that will induce much action. Yes, both players picked up a gut shot, but it's the weak one. Max will probably check once more, and he does. And a 6 on the river. No help for either player. Does Pat want to bluff? Nope. And now, does Max want to value bet? Maybe.
Max with the jacks. What to do? He's thinking about it. Is he going to stick in a little bet?
275.
He's going to make a very small bet here of 275. And Pat, of course, not much of a hand, but he's thinking about this. And I think that's just him wanting to take a moment and cool his nerves, collect himself, and there you go.
Yeah, he goes out. Maxime Heroux, the local, born and raised here, lives close to Playground Poker Club, shining here tonight. As we look at Derek Walters' cards, nice little suited connector, 5-6 of hearts, and he will raise with it to 300.
Pat finds an ace-9. Looks like he's going to re-raise. He's on a stack size where a lot of players elect to just move all in. Pat instead will make it 975,000.
Maxime goes out with King 5. Back on Derek with the 5-6 of hearts. An additional 675 to call. He's had enough. He's going to lay it down. Pat's going to take the pot.
There you go, Pat. Start building up that chip stack again. Regain some momentum at this final table.
There are Pat's daughters and brother cheering him on.
Pat here with the button. Peeks down at ace-8 offsuit.
His card's starting to get a little bit better. He will make a raise to 350 total. And right behind him, Maxime with the mid pair of 7s.
Right, and when Pat has about 20-ish blinds here, a lot of players in Max's shoes would 3-bet and just try and get the money in pre-flop. Looks like Max is just going to call with his 7s.
And now into Derek Walters, who looks down at a beautiful ace-king.
This is interesting.
1.2 million.
Max slightly outchips Derek, but they are a clear 1 and 2. Derek going to pump it up to 1.2 million here. I expect Pat will fold, and I have no idea what Max will do. Playing these situations out of position is never fun. Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness.
How much is it?
And Derek is not happy about this. I know he has ace-king, and that's a really strong hand, and I doubt he's going to get away. But the last thing he wants to do when he's basically even in chips with Max is just take a flip to see who's the chip leader and who's out in third.
And look at this. Derek's going to make the call with the flip.
I was afraid you were going to have that. It was a big flip. You didn't want this either.
Yeah.
Not folding up.
These guys are gamblers. They're going for the gusto. They're going for it all. The happiest guy is Pat Quinn, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I got this. Flip master, bro.
Maxime? I love this guy. I mean, he just does not care. He's having so much fun over there. No nerves at all. You can see Derek Walters, meanwhile, is on, I mean, he's out of his seat, but he's on the edge of his seat.
Flops a queen, jack, 9, 7's out in front so far.
Oh, man, Derek just saying 10 ace king, 10 ace king, please one time.
Maxime in a beautiful position to break Derek Walters.
Certainly would be dirty if it came a running queen, jack. But Derek really looking for an ace king or 10.
Third card is a deuce, not going to help Derek Walters.
Yeah. Max says that's the one I like.
Derek is 1 card away from elimination.
Derek's like, really? This is how I go out? I played great all night, and then I have to play this massive coin flip, and this is how it ends for me? Really?
Last card coming up. It's a deuce. It's over.
That is how it ends for Derek Walters. Derek was looking like he was going to run away with this thing, but he was just below max and chips, and they play a massive flip that ends with his elimination.
Derek Walters from Arizona out in third place. He will take home $173,000. Let's hear his story.
I feel great about how I played, but I was really hoping to win. That was a massive flip. It was the biggest flip I've ever played. It was insane.
After Derek's elimination, Maxime Heroux and Pat Quinn are ready to face off here in Canada when we return.
Welcome back to Playground Poker Club here in Montreal. The heads-up action is about to begin, but first, Lynn talked to both of our finalists.
You've got some amazing momentum happening. The finish line is in sight. What's it going to take to get this done?
I just got to keep doing what I've been doing, playing my game, playing good, getting lucky, and hopefully I get the belt.
Now, you live about 5 minutes away from here. How much would it mean to you to win a WPT title in your own backyard?
It would mean a lot. I mean, if there is such a thing as home advantage, I sure have it because I come here every day. I got no food in my fridge. I eat here. I almost sleep here. And I sure play here.
That's amazing. Well, good luck to you and see who's going to take it down.
Thank you very much.
Pat, you've had quite a roller coaster overnight. What is going through your mind now coming into heads up?
I'm very happy to be, to the final two. The two big stacks took each other on, so I got a little lucky there. I got my whole crew in from Toronto. My daughters are here, and my brother, who has the Irish pub, and I got lots of the Irish luck, hopefully, behind me.
Yeah, you do have a lot of support. It's nice. They're flying the flag for you. That's going to help your game a little, right?
Yeah, it's certainly, it's nice to know we got some fans, home fans.
Absolutely. Now, you are going into heads up with a slight chip deficit. How are you going to recover from that?
Well, at this stage, I just got to get lucky. I don't have a lot of chips, so I need some luck.
All right. Well, if anyone's going to have luck, it's going to be an Irishman.
Yeah, okay, I hope so. Thank you very much.
Well, Vince, it's been a thrilling final table here at Playground. Max and Pat did come in as our chip leaders, but while Pat has experienced some up and downs through this final table, Max has been full steam ahead to take this massive chip lead into heads up against Pat.
All right, let's get started. Blinds at 75, 150. Maxime looking at a miserable 5-3 off. And that is a raise with the 5 high to be called by king high for Patrick. Okay, flop is a 6-6-10, helps neither player.
I have to think the person with the initiative, which is Max, is probably going to take this one down.
Well, he is going to make the continuation bet of 300.
Pat, unsure how to continue or whether he will continue.
Taking his time here. Clock ticking away. Just has a king high. Come on.
Oh, my. Oh, wow.
Love the guy. He is pushed all in, and Max quickly runs away.
Huh.
There you go.
What's that old saying about that move working every time but once, Vince?
That's right. Yeah, Mike used to say that all the time.
And Mike does not have too long of being the current reigning champion of this event.
Hey, the blinds are going up to 1 and 200. Look at this, Tony. Pat has picked up a real hand. 2 kings. Slow down. Try to trap. No. Makes a raise. Maxime with a nothing 5 deuce. And he gets to escape from the kings. That's too bad for Pat.
Yeah. Pat went a little big there. I wonder if that caused him to miss an opportunity to at least get a call pre-flop.
Live by the sword, die by the sword. That's the way Pat Quinn plays, you know?
It's certainly not boring. Interesting poker to watch.
Some nights you get the chicken wings, other nights you get the corned beef and cabbage, you know? Just never know when you're a pub man. Okay. Back to the action here. Maxime with a ugly-looking 8-4. Just calling. Here's the flop. Ace, Jack 6. Pat with queen high. Max with 8 high.
Yeah, yet again, nothing for either player. Tiny stab from Max here for 200,000.
Come on.
Whoa! Pat, slow down!
Oh, boy. He must love poker. He bets whether he has anything or not. He gives dirty looks. Non-professional Pat Quinn, the pub man, looking good. Heads-up battle will continue.
No. We didn't forget. Coming up next, my segment, The Raw Deal.
Not every hand goes as planned. Here to scrutinise one move that maybe should have been left out in the cold is Phil Hellmuth with The Raw Deal.
Okay. I'm still trying to wrap my head around this one. Pat raised it up with ace-8. Max smooth called with 7s. Derek re-raised big with ace-king. Pat folded. And then what in the world just happened? Max moved all in for 45 big blinds, risking his chip lead and putting himself in serious jeopardy of finishing third for $173,000 when second place is $270,000. I hate this play. Just fold the 7s. Wait for a better spot. Wait until the short stack goes busted or accumulates chips. And as to Derek's call with ace-king, well, I don't blame him. Hard to fold ace-king three-handed when your opponent could have ace-10, ace-jack, ace-queen, or maybe he's just going crazy. Feels like you need to win a big pot with ace-king if you want to win a World Poker Tour title. I would like to call this segment, Wait for a Better Spot. The biggest mistake I see players make today is putting their stack in too light. Wait for a better spot. I see them calling off their stack with marginal hands. Wait for a better spot. You amateurs out there watching, wait for a better spot.
That was my interpretation as well, but, you know, I don't want to put words in the man's mouth.
All right, the raw deal. Phil Hellmuth. Good pointers, but let's get back to this action. We got Pat Quinn, the pub man, with a pair of 6s.
Well, Pat's been putting a lot of money in with weak hands. Time? Nope, not time to put money in with a good hand.
Deception there for Pat. I like that about him, just calling. And Maxime not going to raise. With Jack 10, we're going to see 3 cards. And the flop is an ace-jack deuce, so Max hitting jacks.
Well, Max takes the lead here. He's been playing these medium-strength hands pretty slow thus far at this final table. And both players check this flop, which brings us to a 5 of hearts on the turn. Now, there's a number of draws out there. Nope, Max still not going to bet. Pat also not going to bet.
Yeah, wisely checking that. 5 on the river, pairing the board.
Now Maxime will probably bet.
Yep, he wants a little value here. He's been so patient. And he's going to put in a 375 teaser for him. Oh, that's an insta call by Pat. He's not going to like it. But that's the way it goes. So Maxime getting ever so close to taking down a title here in Montreal to succeed Mike Sexton, who won it last year. Winner's going to take home $403,000. Lines are 1 and 2, and here we go. Pat now with a 9-7 with the button. And he will just call again. No raise. Max, the 26-year-old poker pro with a 4 deuce of diamonds. Going to see 3 cards. No raise here. And the flop is, wow, a 6-5-4, 2 diamonds.
What a flop. Max, pair, gut shot, flush draw, Pat, overcards, straight draw. Can't imagine that there won't be a bunch of money in the middle.
That's on Pat, has been checked to. Oh boy, he is going to push it. He's going to push it all in.
That has been Pat's move lately. And Max, I'm sure, will be happy to gamble here.
Yeah.
He's
Flush.
just like, yeah, let's go.
Pair of 4s. He turns him up. He calls.
Max is a nice favorite here to become our champion.
It's a nice sound. Good luck.
Pat looking for an 8, a 9, a 7, but no diamond.
Pat's family in the audience, hoping for a miracle. Turn card is a deuce.
Okay, just one more card to fade, and Max is going to be the champion.
Pub man in a lot of trouble. Can he catch it straight, or otherwise it's over? Max will take this championship, the local.
It's a deuce, and Max has done it! The hometown hero takes down the pub owner.
Yeah, tremendous effort by him. Let's go talk to him.
It feels good. I mean, I'm happy with the top 2 results. Obviously, I would have liked to have the top coming in as the chip leader, but we'll have a party anyway.
We are here with the champ right now, who played a 4 deuce of diamonds. Maxime, how did that feel?
Feels good. I felt like gambling at the end, you know? I wasn't going to fold.
Well, you did it. You are now a WPT champion. Let's hear it for our champ, Maxime Héroux.
What a brilliant end to the World Poker Tour's coverage from the Playground Poker Club in Montreal. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time on the WPT.